How's it going, fam? Welcome back to Erica's EDC, and today we're talking about K390 blade steel. This is the steel that we chose for the dart. Technically, we're doing 10V and K390. 10V is basically the American version of K390. 10V is a super steel, just like K390. The only difference is really 10V is made in the States, so, 10V is a CPM steel, whereas K390 is a Bohler steel, which is out of Austria. But I've really thoroughly tested K390, which is why I wanted to utilize it in the dart model. And I just wanted to talk a little bit about my experience with this steel, because I've tested a lot of steel, and I just think K390 is, top tier still, man. We have so many different options, but I really beat on this K390 here for a whole month, and I'm hoping you can see this. It still has the factory edge bevel. It just cuts forever. I did not have to sharpen this during my testing, so it still has the factory edge. I think I stropped it a couple times, but it didn't need to be sharpened. So let's just kind of talk about the qualities of K390 and why it's the perfect choice for the dart. And this is kind of including 10V, like I said, because 10V is really similar. It's just a CPM steel, and all of the qualities and characteristics are really, really close. So K390 is a super steel. It is a very high wear resistance steel. It does catch a patina, which I'm not sure if you can see here, because it does take a good amount of time to kind of discolor here in terms of the spectrum of patina. Things like 01, 1095, those seem to really catch some coloring pretty quickly. But as you can see with both of these, there's only very slight discoloration, and I've really used both of these for a number of tasks that create patina. You may be able to see a little bit of a blue hint here in the middle, outlined with some orangey patina there. And on this Spyderco Delica, we have some orange hues up around here, a little bit of that blue through the middle. But in reality, this being used for a whole month on all kinds of materials and mostly food, and this one going through a bunch of food and a whole rabbit the other day, they'd have a patina, but not as much as you would think. So in terms of tool steels that take a patina, K390 is, I would say, more stain resistant than a lot of other offerings of steels that take a patina, if that makes any sense. It kind of takes a while for them to discolor. Now, you can obviously force this very quickly if you use, vinegar or lemon juice or anything like that. But if you're just doing natural tasks, it is a little more stain resistant than some other offerings. That's why I really like K390, because if you want to force a patina very quickly onto these, you have that option, but they're also not gonna, rust and pit out in high humidity environments. It has really good corrosion resistance given the circumstances. Also, the edge retention is clearly, out of this world. You can cut with K390 for a crazy long time without needing to sharpen it, especially if you get something thin and slicey like these knives here. This Delica is very thin, really, really nice, and it just will cut forever. Really easy to strop back if you use diamond emulsion products, but they're really easy to work with. And if when you do sharpen it, it's very easy to sharpen. I didn't sharpen this one during the testing because it didn't need to be sharpened, which is like the first time that's ever happened. But these are not my first experiences with K390. I also had a Para 3 K390 at one point that I tested and reviewed. That K390 was done here in the States. It was a golden model. And I did feel that maybe it was a little, I don't know, the edge retention was a little less than this Seki City stuff, but nonetheless, it was Bohler K390. It was just done here. And that one was great. It just didn't hold an edge as long as this. But I have sharpened and used K390 because obviously these two haven't been sharpened. I'm going to sharpen this one as soon as it needs it, which I'm going to try to do a little paper cut test here. It's very windy in New Hampshire, so let me try to, oh, there goes the paper. Let me see if I can catch what kind of edge we're working with the dart after a couple days of really hard use. So as you can see, the K390 just holds an edge forever. This knife is still really, really sharp, and I've been doing some pretty crazy stuff with it. So this particular knife here, I've had it for a few days because we're doing a whole bunch of testing before the drop. I butchered an entire rabbit on camera with it, which is like a couple videos behind this one. During that video, I took the knife and with the weight of the knife and some force, I whacked it into the bone of the rabbit, and then I also shaved the bone too, and I like cut into it on purpose. Basically a bunch of edge stability testing. And as you can see, I have not sharpened this knife once since it got here, and I haven't stropped it either, and there's 0 edge damage. None. And I was really kind of thrashing on this thing in the video. Like I said, you can go check that out. It's a couple videos before this one. But 0 edge damage from that bone whack testing. And then also I've made a number of batches of dog food, cut a bunch of cardboard, packaging, boxes, tape, lots of surface cutting on, there goes my other paper, dang it. Lots of surface cutting on the bed of the truck, lots of cutting on a plastic cutting board. Wow, it is really windy here. So basically a lot of, you know, impact testing, a lot of surface cutting, a lot of tasks that would, in theory, really dull the knife pretty quick. And we have 0 edge damage, and it's still pretty sharp for what it's been through the past couple days. It cuts through paper cleanly. Could it use a strop? Maybe, but that's really impressive for what this knife has done so far. Absolutely incredible. So, you know, the reason I chose K390 for the dart was because I wanted to make a knife that involved as little human intervention as possible. When I pick out a knife, I want it to cut, and I want it to cut for the longest period of time possible. That's what I look for in a knife. As much as I love sharpening, it's kind of cool to use a knife all day, every day for a whole month and not even have to sharpen it, you know? Like this went on a strop a couple of times and that's it, but that's still the factory edge bevel after a month of consecutive use. So being able to just kind of use your knife for a really long time without worrying about it is a really cool aspect in my opinion, and that's what I wanted with the dart. You know, we made it 8 to 10 thou behind the edge, so super crazy paper thin. 65 HRC on average, you know, 64, 65. This one technically is actually 66.5. I misspoke in my video. I said 65.5. My personal dart is 66.5 HRC. And it was able to whack bone with 0 edge damage, still sharp. But that was kind of the goal of the dart, was to just make a cutting tool that would cut for as long as humanly possible without you having to worry about it. And the 10V is, you know, in the same boat. It's just the CPM version, so you should, in theory, be able to cut with these for a long time. Obviously, I'm going to do more testing and record all of that, but just kind of, you know, talking about K390 in general, it's just one of the best steels if you're looking for all-around toughness, wear resistance, edge stability, edge retention. There's it just has it all going for it. And the edge that it takes is so freaking toothy. So that's kind of why we chose K390. I think it's the perfect steel for this knife. I really do. You can get these in any steel you want. My buddy Zeb put in a custom order for a dart in 4V. You can kind of just ask Levi what he has available for these, but you don't have to get K390. I'm just telling you, you know, you can really get some impressive use out of these little knives with the 10V and K390. So check out Northern Knife Works on Instagram. He also has a website. I'll link those down below, but the drop is coming soon, guys, so save up your monies. All the details are in the original dart video, the collab video, but I really hope that you try it in K390, guys. I'm so excited that we can offer this configuration to you in kind of the best version of K390 on the market, aside from the Spyderco Delica. So I hope that you guys enjoyed that little quick video. Go use your shit. Learn how to sharpen your knives. And I will see you on the next video, fam. I love you so much. Take care.